So it looks like Marvel Studios is preparing for some pretty big announcements with Avengers Doomsday and the new X-Men movie. As it turns out, we might be getting the cast very, very soon. And it also seems like Marvel Studios has confirmed 6 of the main characters for Avengers Doomsday. Plus, as we always say, if we hear anything about the Avengers Doomsday trailer, we'll be sure to do an update on it. So this is what we're hearing so far. If you are not aware, CinemaCon is Monday. A lot of people are looking at CinemaCon for something for Avengers Doomsday, especially because Dune has already released their first trailer. Now people are looking at Marvel and Avengers Doomsday basically going, come on, this is Doomsday. This is kind of a competition. Where's your trailer? And a lot of people are looking at CinemaCon as a place to where they might reveal the trailer for the first time. And we have reports from 2 different people, John Campea and the insider, the Beyond Reporter. John Campea on his show said that he put out feelers to see if there's a chance that Disney drops the Doomsday trailer at CinemaCon, to which he did not get a response. Now, what this means is that John Campea basically messaged all his sources. He drops scoops sometimes on things that he hears from sources, and he knows a lot of people in the industry. He's been in the industry for a very long time. So he reached out to a lot of different people who would know if the trailer is dropping, and got no response back. Now, some people are taking that in very different ways, right? There's really 2 ways you can take this. The silence means there is a chance that it might drop, and they're being silent, not saying anything, because they can't tell officially that it's dropping. Or they're being silent because it's not dropping, and they're just not replying to it because they're just not taking the time. Who knows? But he then went on to say that it does make the most sense that if you are going to drop the Avengers Doomsday trailer, that doing it at CinemaCon in front of all of the theater owners is the smartest move. Pair that with the fact that Dune has already dropped its first trailer, it makes sense to do it there. Now, I just want to say, I don't think Avengers Doomsday and Marvel Studios are feeling too pressured from Dune. I don't think they're feeling a lot of pressure from that movie. Yes, the Doomsday event kind of puts them against each other, but like I've mentioned before, all of the analysts online are stating that more people are interested in seeing Avengers Doomsday than Dune. And if anything, them coming out on the same day could help Avengers Doomsday. For people who are going to see Dune, when they realize that Avengers Doomsday is out as well, they might just go see it because they're already at the theater. So I think this could definitely help them. It sucks that we're not getting IMAX for Avengers Doomsday, at least not yet. We'll have to wait and see on that. But then the Beyond Reporter came out and said, it seems the Avengers Doomsday trailer will arrive sooner rather than later. Now, they did go on to specify not CinemaCon or Comic-Con. Now, Comic-Con's a little ways away, but CinemaCon, like I mentioned, is April 13th. That's Monday. It's only a few days away. Now, since they're stating not CinemaCon, and since no other reporters are talking about CinemaCon right now, no other insiders that is, I don't have high hopes for CinemaCon. Yes, it makes sense for Marvel to show something. They might show something for Doomsday, but I don't think they're going to release the official trailer. The Beyond Reporter then went on to say, my guess for obvious reasons is The Mandalorian and Grogu, which comes out May 22nd. So not too far away. That's next month. And them putting Avengers Doomsday in front of that movie to bring people into the theaters to watch The Mandalorian and Grogu, it makes sense. I don't like it unless they release it online at the exact same time. But that's not what they did before. So right now, something might happen at CinemaCon, but I would assume it's more Spider-Man Brand New Day related. So all these people reporting that there's a high chance that we get something at CinemaCon, I would lower your expectations. And again, if we hear anything more official, we'll do an update on it. But as of right now, it's not expected at San Diego Comic-Con. They're probably going to show it before that, but it might not be at CinemaCon. So moving on to the main characters for Avengers Doomsday. This comes from Funko Pops being confirmed, specifically 6 Funko Pops being confirmed. These are most likely our main characters, or the characters that are going to get the most time. And when you look at these characters, it makes a lot of sense. Now, the first one, you could probably guess this, Doctor Doom. We're obviously getting, and I do want to state that although these 6 Funko Pops are confirmed, of course, we're going to get more. This cast is crazy big. They're going to do Funkos for all of them because that just makes the most sense. Everybody's going to want, well, I should say most people are going to want very specific characters or all of them. And of course, they can make money doing it, which, you know, that's why they do it. So there's going to be more than just these 6. But again, these are probably the main characters, which is why these are confirmed already. Dr. Doom. Obviously, he's going to be the first one. The movie's about him, right? Just like Thanos was really kind of the center of Infinity War. This is going to be the same way for Doom. Doom's going to be the center of this movie, the main character. The next one is, you probably guessed it, Reed Richards. I'm liking this. It seems like we get more and more signs that Reed and Doom are going to have some type of dynamic in this movie, which I've always said needs to happen. They need to establish basically the backstory between the two of them and the rivalry. That needs to happen. That's a really important part of their relationship. So Reed Richards, obviously being the smartest man alive, is going to have a really big role to play in this movie. We've already heard that him and Dr. Doom actually come up with some type of cannon devices that they're going to put on each separate Earth to fire them and push the universes away from each other to stop incursions from happening. Will it actually work? I don't think so. But the point is, Reed Richards is going to have a massive role to play as the smartest man alive. Of course, he's going to work with Dr. Doom. He's going to work with the Avengers. He's going to work with everybody. And I'm assuming Beast as well from the X-Men. But he's going to be kind of the, I would say, the main brain of everything. Then we have Yelena Belova. It's interesting because I will say Sam Wilson or the Winter Soldier are not on this list of the 6 Funkos. So she might have a bigger role to play than Sam, than Bucky. Unsure, but that's seemingly what this is hinting at right here. Now, obviously, she is a pretty big face in the MCU right now, and she is the leader of her team. So it makes sense that she would have kind of a leadership role in this movie. Plus, I think a lot of fans really like Yelena Belova. I like her, and I think she's a great character. I don't like them sidelining Sam. I don't like them sidelining Bucky, but maybe they have more of a role with Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, who also is not on this list. So again, these are just like the first 6 they're confirming. More are obviously coming. But the next one is Thor. And we've heard he's going to have a really big role in Avengers Doomsday. And if you think about really what has been shown already for the trailers and the teases that we've gotten, we got one just specifically dedicated to Thor. So we know he has a major role. We've heard that he goes up against Doom, gets defeated by Doom, maybe goes into Odin's sleep, maybe doesn't come back from that Odin's sleep until Avengers Secret Wars. Maybe people think he's dead, unsure, but Thor's going to play a big role in this movie, which is great because he should. Then we have 2 X-Men, Cyclops. Again, we got the teaser and it was fantastic. It was amazing. It was one of the best X-Men things that we have seen on screen, and it was very quick. Very, very quick. But Cyclops is going to be one of the main characters. I think most people assume that as well. Then the last one is Magneto. Ian McKellen has returned, and he just recently said in another interview again that he got to go, he got to return to this character and he got to destroy New Jersey again. He says, I was able to go back to X-Men land and destroy New Jersey effortlessly. He added the effortlessly to it. So again, we're not 100% sure what has happened in this universe building up to this point in time in Avengers Doomsday with the X-Men universe, but Magneto seems to be possibly stronger than ever. And there's a lot of talk about, is he going to side with Doom? Is he going to fight with the X-Men? Will he turn eventually? Is he going to be good? Is he going to be bad? Well, since we've heard they're kind of living in a utopia harmoniously together, I would hope that he doesn't turn and actually goes up against Dr. Doom. If he fails, he fails, but I hope he makes it to Secret Wars as well. We don't have one for Professor Xavier. I'm sure they'll make a Funko for him, but again, these being the main characters, I don't like any type of hint that points to Professor X dying again. And this might be a very, very subtle hint, but we'll have to wait and see. So these are most likely going to be 6 characters that get the most focus in Avengers Doomsday. Other characters obviously will get focus as well, but when you have over 50 characters in a movie, there's obviously going to be some that don't get as much time as the others. Now, luckily, according to Lewis Pullman, everybody does get their time to shine, right? But whether that's 2 minutes compared to, 7 minutes is a whole different story. But luckily, no one's going to be left behind. Now, the last thing I want to talk about today is some big X-Men news. According to the Beyond Reporter, the X-Men cast will be revealed in July at San Diego Comic-Con. It will be the big announcement of the event. That's what they're stating. Now, this is really interesting because in a reply to this tweet, insider Jeff Snyder said, or today on the Hot Mic podcast. So Jeff Snyder might reveal, and it seems like he will, the whole entire new cast, or what he's heard is the new cast for the X-Men, and that could come in a couple of hours. So we might know that, but this is good because it means that Marvel most likely has got their cast for the X-Men. And I've been talking about this in our X-Men videos. We're pretty close, right? They come out in 2028. That's not too far away. They probably have the cast. And according to these reports, they do have the cast. I mean, if Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, and you all know I believe she is, then they probably cast the other ones as well, because they need to work really well with Sadie Sink, right? Specifically, Scott Summers, Cyclops, right? They need to get a good Cyclops to go with Sadie Sink. And they are going to focus on younger X-Men is what we've been told. So this most likely is it's probably going to be a first class, right? I'm sure it'll be different, but it most likely is a first class. So we'll have a new Professor X, hopefully a new Magneto. I don't see how they do it without a Magneto, even though we are getting pretty far away from the Holocaust. So there's going to be some tricky things to handle there. But again, seems like the cast is locked in. And if that is the big announcement at San Diego Comic-Con, that will be great. And that is another sign that Marvel might actually release the Avengers Doomsday trailer before Comic-Con, because if they didn't, the trailer would probably be the biggest thing about Comic-Con. So this kind of hints that they're gonna give us a trailer before, which again, I think does make sense. They've already given us these little teaser stories. We're overdue for the trailer. Dune did put the trailer out, but again, I don't think that's too much of competition there, but we're overdue for it, and Marvel Studios knows that. So that's the big announcement that's going to come from San Diego Comic-Con, which I honestly can't wait to see. Can't wait to see the cast. Can't wait to see who plays the roles, but also can't wait to see what characters are going to appear in the first X-Men movie. So let me know what characters you would like to see in the comments down below. I'm most excited for Cyclops, and I really, really would like a new Wolverine. Hugh Jackman can stick around as like the older mentor one, but I want to see who's going to play the new Wolverine. But let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news. And you can find us on Instagram and TikTok as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.